Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to Livestream Tuesday. So this is the time of the week where I just kind of chill out and see who's online and play a few videos. First of all, a massive hello and thank you to my patrons. Those are the names that you can see at the beginning of this video, so thank you guys so much for supporting me and making videos possible, and also making this live stream possible and everything that I do. But anyway, I've got the screen sorted out straight away, so I can see that Quentin's online. So hello Quentin, thanks for tuning in from Louisville in Kentucky. And we've got Bocephus from Daytona Beach in Florida. Hello guys. I'm going to be jumping into a cover video straight away here. And the reason that I'm going to be showing this one is because I did a video on Prince last night, an analysis video about his kind of solo, the George Harrison induction, the Hall of Fame induction, and yeah, and Tom Petty was part of the backing band, kind of the best backing band ever. So yeah, I thought I'd do a little throwback to my cover of Free Fallin' by Tom Petty. But also on that video, let me know what you guys think, because Prince kind of used it as his own opportunity to kind of play and show what he could do, because he was a bit annoyed about the Rolling Stone list of guitarists that he wasn't in the top 100. And just on that, in that list, I think Eddie Van Halen was number 70, so I think that list is kind of totally wrong, and whoever's doing it doesn't really know what they're talking about. But anyway, good to see some more guys and gals kind of rolling in. So hi guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to chat to you guys in a second after we've watched this quick video of me doing my version of Free Fallin' by the legend, the late legend who was Tom Petty. So I hope you guys really enjoy this, and I'll chat to you guys afterwards. Rock!
She's a good girl, loves her mama, loves Jesus and America too. She's a good girl, she's crazy about Elvis, loves horses and a boyfriend too. And it's a long day living in Reseda, and there's a freeway running through the yard. I'm a bad boy, 'cause I don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy for breaking her heart. And I'm free, free falling. Yeah, I'm free, free falling. All the
So that was my cover of Free Fallin'. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. While the video's on screen, I can still look to the right hand side, or at least my right hand side, and see your guys' comments. So thank you guys for commenting during that. And yeah, it's one of those things that it's quite a big track to take on, but I really like Free Fallin'. It's especially the video. The video is really cool. If you haven't seen the video, check it out, because it's like a classic 80s video of just teenagers kind of just hanging around and kicking back and wasting time, which is kind of the best thing about being a teenager. You don't realise how much time you've got until you're a bit older, and then you wish you could go back and practice guitar just as much as you used to when you were that age. But anyway, yeah, let me just have a little look down the list. Sherry says, well done, thank you, Sherry. It amazes me how you lose your accent when you sing. Paul Rogers loses his too. Why is that? Well, I think in my case, it's funny because I can't do accents. I can't do an American accent. But because I've learnt to sing, a lot of the stuff that you see, or at least I saw on YouTube, are American singers, or at least American tutors kind of giving you advice how to sing and how you should shape your vowels and all that kind of stuff. So I think just by default you take on the technique that you're being taught, so you feel like you're singing in your language, but obviously you're changing certain vowel sounds to be able to sing it better and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what I put mine down to, just the fact that I couldn't sing, and then I just spent a really long time watching loads and loads and loads of videos, and then gradually learning to sing. You kind of take on those techniques and inadvertently maybe sounding more American when I do sing. But yeah, I think it'll be a case of either sounding like that or just not being able to sing at all. So yeah, that's kind of the way that I've had to do it. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in and for watching. I'm going to fast track now to the Riff of the Week. I'm just going to have a little look down the comments again, because a lot of people, like Lee says, I sound like a dying cat when I sing. Dogs chase me and everything. And yeah, this is the thing, that it does take a lot of practice, but I think everyone can sing. It's one of those things that once you get it into your head what singing is, it's just talking but in different pitches. So everyone talks on a pitch. Like at the moment, my note is here, this is where I'm talking, and everyone else has a different note that they talk in. If I spoke up here, this will be a different note and a different voice for somebody else. And it sounds a bit crazy, but that's what's happening. It's just your speaking voice. Sometimes when you're surprised, you go up a certain amount of notes and you come down and you go, oh, you know. So you get to explore all these strange noises that your voice box and your vocal cords can make. But that's all it is. It's just finding out and understanding that your voice is always changing pitch, and you always pretty much talk on the same pitch. And once you know where that is, then you can try and find where the pitch is that you're trying to sing and gradually work it out. And once you've got that, it takes a lot of practice, but everyone can do it, I think. It just takes a lot of hard work and dedication as well. You spend so long trying to sing and you just can't get the hang of it, and it's an absolute nightmare. I think certainly for about 2 or 3 years, my voice is really stubborn and doesn't kind of want to change or do anything new, so trying to learn to sing is a kind of bit of a pain, especially trying to sing in a different way. But yeah, it's one of those things, just takes some practice. But anyway, I'm going to move on to the Riff of the Week now, which I think a lot of you guys will know. A lot of people got it over on YouTube, where we are now, but also on Patreon as well. Shout out to Rhiannon, who got it first on Patreon. But yes, let's have a little look at the Riff of the Week and see who can get it on the live stream Tuesday. So check this out and see if you know what it is. There we go, that was it. That was the Riff of the Week. I'm going to be having a little look down the comments to see if anyone can get it. Just having a quick look down, and let's have a little look. Lee says, you ever tried falsetto, AC/DC or Zeppelin style? This is the thing about singing. You've got your chest voice, your head voice, and then falsetto. They're kind of different registers, and I've never been able to do falsetto. I can just kind of sing in chest voice and then head voice, but for some reason I've never ever been able to do falsetto. I just kind of can't do it. It's one of those things that I don't know why. It's just my voice. I've never been able to work it out, do it. And as I said, my voice is really stubborn, so trying to find that part of the voice is really difficult. So I always use head voice to kind of get up to those top notes, because falsetto is like a really kind of airy tone, and yeah, it's one of those things that if you push a note on falsetto, it'll break, because falsetto is kind of the vocal cords are kind of flapping around a lot, and as soon as you put too much air through the vocal cords, they break apart, and then you lose your note and you kind of sound like a cow. But yeah, but I can't do it kind of on pitch, you know. It's something that I can really only do with my head voice. But anyway, let's have a little look at the riff of the week. Motley Crue, I think somebody's maybe guessed above this, but yes, it was Motley Crue, of course, and it was Girls, Girls, Girls. So well done to anyone that got that on Sunday. If you got that, congratulations. And that is always out on Sunday, new riff of the week. I'm going to have to maybe start throwing in some that aren't as well known, but also I've done 85 of them now, so I'm going to have to try and find some riffs that I haven't done yet, because all of the well-known ones I think I've already covered. So yeah, riff number 85. So next Sunday will be number 86, and you guys can try and see who can be the first to guess it. But it goes out on Patreon as well, so if any patrons are out there, you can check that out on Sunday as well. Right, I'm now going to throw an original track your way. And for the last couple of weeks, what I've done is just kind of put a picture on screen, so at least you've got something to look at while listening to one of my tracks. The track tonight is going to be called Greed, and the basic story behind this song is somebody who was a nice person, and then they got lots and lots of money, became not a very nice person, and then lost all the money. So that then, because they weren't a nice person, they haven't got any friends. But anyway, it's one of those kind of deeper, meaningful kind of tracks, but it's just a heavy rock song as well. So hopefully you guys will like this. This is my song. This one's called Greed Rock.
Now the fire's burning low. on my bridges long ago. I lost the woman I love the most. The pound signs blinded my eyes. Girl, do you remember me?
So that was my track called Greed. I hope you guys liked that. That's available on my album called Persistence, and that's obviously Wings of Pegasus, and that is on iTunes and Amazon as well, but on my band website, wingsofpegasus.com. If you buy anything from there, I get all the money for it. So if it's iTunes and Amazon, I think they take a bit of a cut, so I don't get as much. But yeah, if you want to check that out, that's on my website, the album, and there's 11 tracks on that album. There's a few ballads on there as well. I might start to kind of play the ballads maybe on here as well. It's a little bit slower, but I kind of quite like them, so I might put them on one week, maybe next week, who knows, let's see. But thank you guys for tuning in and for commenting as well, because I can see all the comments, and let me just have a little look. I can't see at the top of the screen. I think somebody said, am I planning on doing another album? I would love to do another album. The thing is about this whole music thing is it's an expensive business, and especially at the moment, what I'm aiming to do, my kind of ultimate goal, is to keep writing, do another album, get out there and hopefully kind of play a bit. Obviously I'll need the finances to do that. That's when my Patreon comes in. I also spend a lot of time kind of teaching. That's kind of my day job, but I also do these analysis videos in the evening, which I quite enjoy doing as well. So again, a massive shout out to my patrons for supporting me and allowing me to do all of this kind of stuff. Everything that you can see here, like the camera and everything that I'm using, was just me saving up my Patreon kind of money that I get on there. So yeah, this is all possible because of that, but I'd love to keep pushing forward, and my next goal on Patreon is to do a covers album. I've done loads of covers. I want to stick them all in an album so that people can just kind of, you know, stick it on and play through them all. But after that, I'd love to kind of get back to doing the original music. The only problem is that for original stuff I have to outsource the mastering, which is a costly process, whereas for the covers I can just do those all myself, and I can, just self-mix it and self-produce it and do everything myself, literally in this room that I'm sitting in now. So yeah, I can start to kind of put those out really easily. But original albums and stuff, I'd like to kind of get, I'd probably, in an ideal world, if I was doing another album, I'd get my mate to do the drumming, because my drumming's kind of really basic. On covers you can kind of get away with it unless you're doing something really progressive, but I'd like to probably employ my old drummer to kind of sprinkle his magic on some of the original stuff as well. But yeah, so that was a long answer, but yes, in the future I'd love to be doing another album, but it's just the finances really that I haven't got for it at the moment. But anyway, let me have a little look down the comments here. Stephen says cheers, thanks, and thumbed. So yes, thanks to everyone watching this and for subscribing to my channel as well. I kind of do a new video every day on there, just looking at anything that's suggested. That's kind of the way that it works. I look down the comments and also I reply to every comment, and that's something that I try. I don't try and do, I do it kind of every day. It's one of those things that even if it kind of takes me a couple of hours or a few hours, I like to reply to everyone, because if they spent time on my video, then at least they deserve some acknowledgement in form of a typed message from me. But anyway, yeah, I don't want this video to go on for too long. That's what I say on my analysis videos. The reason I don't want this to go on for too long is because I've still got to do another video tonight. It's coming up to 12:30 in the morning, or should I say at night. But I tend to kind of do the filming and editing, and it takes me through to the early hours of the morning. But I'd like to do another one of those tonight, just to keep it rolling on. But yes, let's have a little look as well. I haven't analysed any jazz guitar yet. I tend to kind of lean towards the kind of rock, hard rock, metal, just because it's my kind of, I'd say it's where my expertise lies, because it's kind of how I play myself, or at least the techniques that I know and I teach quite well. But you know, any kind of guitar I will listen to. Somebody also asked me if I did any analysis of bass guitarists, and because I play bass on the covers that I do on my album as well, but if you listen to the album, you'll probably hear that I don't kind of go too mental on the bass, just because I kind of like focusing on guitars, and as long as there's a solid bass line in there, I don't tend to kind of push the bass out too much, but maybe I will in the future. But because I feel like my expertise is more on guitar than bass, I tend to focus on that. But I've been playing bass for quite a while, so maybe I wouldn't rule it out in the future of doing just an analysis of a bass player as well. But certainly, like when I'm watching bands, like especially Rush, you got Geddy on bass, who's just like amazing, and I can appreciate some of the stuff that he plays, because it's so impressive. But anyway, Trisha says, do you ever do duets with female singers? I haven't done yet. It's just one of those things that if something happens where I can then do that, then I will. I've done 2 collaborations in the past. It's easy for me to say, but yeah, 2 collaborations in the past. And one was with Sina, a drummer, and another one was with actually a violinist. And yeah, that was on, God, my memory is like so bad now, that I did that on a James Bond track. It was a Chris Cornell tune, You Know My Name. And yeah, that was good to work with a violinist as well. But in terms of vocally, yeah, I haven't done anything working with another vocalist yet, but it's something that I can definitely do in the future, especially if it's kind of a cover track that I like to do as well. If it's kind of hard rock or something, that's kind of what I'm into. But let's have a little look down here. Lee says, look at Steely Dan if you do jazz stuff. Yeah, Steely Dan. I listened to Steely Dan when I was growing up, because my dad was into Steely Dan. So yeah, I've got a little bit of previous experience. Let's have a little look here. Stu says, get an octave divider, haha. And I'm not sure what that was relating to. Maybe relating to the guitar or the bass, maybe. And yeah, the octaves, what I really like is it's funny, because here in my studio I spent ages trying to get a really, or at least a half decent bass sound, and it's an absolute nightmare. And then for live I got an octave pedal, and then I found that I got a better bass sound from my guitar being kind of detuned, or at least taken down an octave by the pedal, and on recordings that sounded better than the actual bass guitar. So it's crazy sometimes. Anyone that's out there that's actually done any recording, any studio stuff or production, sometimes you find that the sound you're looking for, you get it in the most unexpected place, just from experimenting and just throwing the rule book out the window and just trying different things, and you can eventually get the sound that you're looking for. But yeah, it's one of those things that takes many hours, but eventually you'll get there. But anyway, I don't want this video to go on for too long, like I said. Thanks everyone for tuning in and for commenting. I will do an analysis video tonight as well, so that'll be online in maybe half an hour or an hour. It takes me a little bit of a while to stick it all together. But yes, thank you for tuning in. I'm probably going to shoot off now and get that video done. I'm going to be here again next week, same time, 12 a.m. or like 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time, and hopefully you guys can kind of tune in then as well. But keep giving me suggestions if you can on the comment section of my videos that I do, because that's really useful. I've got a really long list at the moment, but I think the list can't be long enough because yeah, I always kind of need other things to look at, and it's also interesting to see what other people are into and what they like. But yes, I will be doing that tonight and tomorrow night and every night forever, maybe, depending if obviously if I get really big and famous and have to tour, obviously the analysis videos might have to take a back seat, but for the moment I can do those after work, so it's all fine. So anyway, I will see you guys at the next live stream, which will be next week, but I will also see you in about an hour's time on an analysis video. Hopefully, you know, keep giving me suggestions and I'll be able to keep doing those kind of day after day after day after day. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed the few tracks that I did, the Free Falling and my track as well. Well done if you got Riff of the Week. And I will see you guys at the next video or next week on the live stream, depending on where I see you first. So anyway, thanks guys for tuning in. It's much appreciated. And I will see you at the next one. Rock!